like niggas. And then that time came to a cease with Elijah Muhammad, Marcus Garvey, Drew Ali, when they brought to our attention the reasons why we act such ways. And then we had a progressive, momentous move towards a change mentally, and it was doing good with the Black Panthers, etc. And then when the CIA put the crack in the neighborhood, that's when you started seeing the more decline. So we cannot blame the white man anymore for the things that we do. As niggas, as black people, we have to start blaming our elders, your mother, your father. You know, you got to start holding them accountable. What the hell were you doing, Mom, during the 1960s? That's what I asked my mother. I asked my mother, what was you doing during the 1960s? Was you accountable when Martin Luther King and them was alive? You know what she said? I was working, trying to raise you and your sister. You and your sister. You see, not every black person was conscious in the 60s. Although when you look at the TV, it looked like, damn, they were so effective in our community that it almost seems like all black people were conscious. That's not the case. All black people were not conscious and all black people were not accountable. Therefore, it was easy for the crap to come into the neighborhood and niggas throw it out. So what we gotta do in the young generation is we gotta stop blaming the white people. That shit is sad. We gotta stop blaming our goddamn elders. Goddamn 40-year-olds and up. You 40 years old and you up older than 40. And you ain't holding yourself accountable for the reason why the young people are out here killing each other. Then that's because a lot of the elders gave up. They just walking around the street, watching the young people kill each other and sitting there saying, what the hell is wrong with them? Well, what's wrong with them is that daddy left the house. Daddy stopped raising us, and daddy stopped giving a fuck about us. And so, and excuse me for the curse on this woman's channel, but I gotta be real because I'm gonna sit here and play apples and oranges. Well, what about you killing all these people? Well, how many killers? How many times have you killed? Like, you gotta grow up. It doesn't matter. The white man is still in power. You can sit there and talk about how evil he is all day, but guess what? He's like, what are you niggers gonna do about it? Nothing. Just sit there and complain about the statistics. What we gotta do as a young people is say, what are we gonna do about the evil that's still in front of us? That's what I'm trying to talk about. And I feel like when it comes to the chosen, Allah says in the Quran, I'm a Muslim, I'm gonna stand firm. Allah says in the Quran that he made the children of Israel blessed and highly favored. He never called them chosen. He said they're blessed and highly favored. This is the reason why you see so many of our people dominating sports, dominating music, because we're blessed and highly favored. The white man can't jump like us, he can't dance like us, and all the other races, they can't do it like us. But within that blessed and highly favored people, there were people called the Aklo Kitab, which is called the people of the book. Now, these were the chosen, or the Illuminati, the special occult leaders. Now, we got to realize that everybody who's an Israelite ain't chosen. Within the blessed and highly favored people, there is a chosen family, which is why they tried to kill Jesus Christ, because he represented that blood. This is the reason why they tried to kill Imam Ali, Imam Hussein, when it regards to the Shiite Muslims, because the Shiite Muslims believe in a royal priesthood, and that there's a special family within the chosen people, right? Even though the Israelites have a position in the universe, within that people, there's going to be a family that's going to carry the word, carry the revelation, teach the people the truth. And these are the ones who the Israelites killed, the prophets, because the whole entire tribe ain't chosen. Within the chosen, within the tribe, there's a family that's royal, a super divine family. And I want to make that clear. The last thing I want to say is that, we got to be clear. We got to be clear. Again, be accountable. Okay. You know, I'm in my 30s, man. I'm not blaming the white man. Right? It's my parents' fault.
Okay, you know what? Enough. I've had enough.
No.
First off,
you ain't got to be rude. First off,
let's be. First of all, hold on. First of all, let me just get down. Karima, cut him real quick, please. Cut him, Karima. Cut him real quick. I'm gonna tell you why. Number one, what you don't do is come in here telling us what we can and cannot say on our format. Let's get that clear. Number two, let's get this clear. We always come with both sides of the spectrum on who's doing wrong among our people and those outside as well. So apparently you ain't been listening long enough, Black, Jesus, Buddha, Muhammad, whenever you come in here with your foolishness. Second and fourth, thirdly, let's get one thing clear. The Most High, the Bible said that the children of Israel are the chosen. I don't care what the Quran or any of the book says. The Most High said we're chosen. So reading, I'm rude to you because I don't like your tone. Who the hell you think you talking to? Let's get that clear. Because when JT and I come through here in the seventh answer, we get on our people as well. But we're not going to ignore who's still pulling the reins under Cointelpro. If you're going to get your black ass up here and dare come at us like that, man, who you think you talking to? Yeah, I mean, I'm feeling some kind of way right about now. Because you out your lane, young man. And you best know who you talking to when you come in here. Normally, I can be diplomatic, but what I'm not gonna have is someone telling us what we not doing. Because you ain't been listening long enough, apparently. And I don't care what the Quran or any other book says. The Bible says the children of Israel are chosen. Yesterday and today. That's why I'm rude. Because your tone is way off, man. Who you think you talking to? Just shut it down, man. Go ahead, man. Take over. Hold it down for a second.
Let me say something. What?
I want to say this real quick because, even though, we know that the European white man, the enemies behind me, who you think put placing guns in the community? Who you think getting these gangbangers to go after each other? They set this up for them to go after each other. So let's not go from the roots of things. Of course, everything gonna have to be, dealt with. But let's not forget the roots of things. Talking about, you know what I mean? Let's deal with the brothers only, but we know the roots of everything. It's really actually the white man pulling the string. We know that they send bolos of guns in the neighborhood. We know that for a fact. We know that in most of the places that you stay in, the police is doing the most crime and blaming it on the black people. Stop playing. Stop acting dumb like you don't know that. You know that most of them crimes are being committed by the officers. There's always a van, their type of equipment that's committing crimes out there. Here in different places. So let's not play dumb like we don't know that they pull the strings in these communities. That's why they got these little podcasts where, ex-prisoners go on and spill their guts and talk about these rappers and what's going on in the community so they can give it to them so they can go start some shit. It's all a domino effect. So let's not forget.
Like I said,
we always speak to our own people. It's not like we speak to them because it ain't them over here. We speaking to our own people. So stop acting like we always speaking to our people. On top of that, you feel me? I want to play this video because I don't want to get, lost in the sauce.
And stay tuned, because you're going to see more of it. Then we have another video, the seventh answer getting ready to bring. So let's run this video on the fair use, y'all. Fair use. Go ahead, seventh answer.
They would find these crates of guns.
I heard from my OG that they used to find barrels of guns along the train tracks, just sitting in the Uzis, like fully automatic guns. So they just sit there and find those kids in the ghetto going rock on the train tracks and stumble across a whole barrel of guns.
So you think the government have nothing to burn them, any such thing? In Long Beach?
Not Long Beach, but Watts, yeah, they bring the train out there just full of guns.
Just have at it.
People just hit the train and, next thing you know, you will hear some hood somewhere, selling, new nines for 300, you know what I'm saying? Or they got AKs over here for 700, just like, always mysterious traits of that.
So this is a real thing.
Oh, yeah.
So you think the government was like, okay, we're gonna leave these guns in this high crime neighborhood, and they're just gonna kill each other?
Population control. I mean, you see what they just did to arrest the kids somewhere. I forget what city this was. Was it Chicago or somewhere? They pulled up with a truck full of Nikes or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's the fuck shit, the bait and switch. You know what I'm saying? To sit a nice car out there, a luxury car in a high crime area, and somebody get in and drive 2 blocks and everything, cut off the doors, and you got Grand Theft Auto. Just because, you know, I mean, you should still, don't get me wrong, not saying just because you hop in the car and do that, but it's a trap. Yeah. It's a trap, and you're not, you know, pretty much impoverished, not gonna see opportunity like that taken. So, yeah, they did that, especially in LA, with, you know, so with warfare going on since the late 70s, you know, real hard warfare, late 60s, early 70s, you know, it reached the peak in the late 70s, mid 80s, you know, that hit drive-bys and things like that, where, you know, people wasn't going getting them guns from Big Five. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can't even, you know, you wasn't going to Big Five, you might buy a 22 rifle or a shotgun, 12-gauge shotgun, not mine, maybe shoot 100 rounds.
Correct, because I remember when I interviewed Big U, he said that when he got out of prison this one time, and when crack was hitting the streets, and I asked him what the big difference was with crack in LA, he said the caliber of guns. Yeah, it was called Ready Rock in the beginning.
It was a lot of different names. And so when it actually hit was like 83. And I came back home 84. And we went from being able to just, and it changed it because 2 things happened major. The influx of guns and a different kind of guns. And then
like the automatics.
Because we hadn't even seen automatics. We weren't even having no automatics then. Because you had the money to buy them then.
Right.
You know what I mean? And, you know, it was a demand for them because, you know, you had these drug dealers with all this money and these nice cars, and they had bodyguards for protection. And, you know, what you going to protect them with, a 22 and a 38? Right. You need real firepower. So it was that, as well as, you know, before that, the only way you was really getting assault weapons was people coming back from the military. And they bring back 2 or 3 machine guns or whatever, and might sell 1 or 2 of them and keep 1. And, you know, that's how they would get out there. So there really wasn't a whole lot. Now, you know, you ain't really shit if you ain't got a machine gun, something to shoot 50 or 100 times. It's like, you know, you pull out a 9 or something, it's like, that's cute, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I just interviewed this dude, Colin Noir, who's, he's one of the spokesmen for the NRA, one of the few black spokesmen for the NRA, and he took me to a private shooting range, and where they actually had, you know, they legally had automatic weapons for us to shoot off. Right. So there's actually a video on the side of me shooting off automatic weapons for the first time.
I'd say 6 to 7 grand.
Okay, not that bad.
Yeah, no, especially considering what you can do with this. Right. Yeah, this is, and especially how light it is.
And I'm like it doesn't even feel real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when.
Okay, 7th answer. How do you do that? Hey, yo, you just like, you're a magician. You just be pulling. We talking about something. Hey, yo, wow. You see what we call her the 7th answer? You see what we call her the lioness? And you see why we do what we do? See, this is Virgo energy, y'all. We come with it.
In this clip right here, Father Flager talks about one of the ways in which guns are able to get in the black community in Chicago. Understand, this doesn't just apply to Chicago, though.
Who's making and selling these guns? Yeah. You know, who's making and selling these drugs? Not black folks. You know, these are all coming. Nick, twice in the last year, I got calls and I saw for myself. Twice in the last year, where two white guys came in SUV, dropped a Nike bag full of guns, said, "Here, defend yourselves."
Wow. You saw it?
I saw the bags.
Wow.
Where are guns coming from? You know, it's amazing to me. Right now, they can tell you what's going on in Mars, but they can't tell you
how
the
guns
are getting you.
to the
You know, it's amazing to
Chicago.
me. Well, we must really be incompetent in this country.
Right.
But we don't care. Because why? Because as long as this continues, now we have, everybody's talked about in the last couple of years, 350,000.
Growing up in Chicago in the early 90s, the same situation was happening. I've been in Chicago where a person came into my house and knocked on the door to come and get me early in the morning, 6:30 in the morning, and said, "Come with me, man. It's a crate of guns in the alley." And I got up and ran out there, and sure enough, there was a crate of guns. And during that time when we in it, you're not thinking about where did the guns just come from. You know, you never think about that type of stuff, like where did the guns come from and why are they here. But now that I'm older, I can kind of tell you that it's a diabolical plot. Nothing is stopped. The guns are still there. The guns are still being placed in these different strategic communities. It's a plan. It's not out in Bridgeview. It's not out in, Westmount. You know, they're putting it in the hundreds for sure.
Everyone thought that the crate thing was a lie. Bro, in certain neighborhoods, there's a crate. Where a crate full of guns come from? You ever wonder why where do you think they get Uzis from? You think they went and bought them from the gun show?
The government putting guns in the hood.
Okay.
That's a fact, though.
I mean, what came first, the crack or the guns, bro? What are you talking about? Yeah. Ronald Reagan.
In Chicago.
Oh, Chicago?
Yeah.
Oh, that's just like the bricks that are placed on pallets in certain cities during the riots. Okay. Okay. Come on, man.
All right.
Is it true that the government puts guns?
No, J man, tell 100. That shit in them alleys too, nigga. Niggas done found crates of poles in alleys. For real.
Full of automatic weapons. Who leaves crates of guns in alleys? Who benefits from flooding our streets with weapons? Not us. Not our children. The same questions echo across cities. If you analyze the police data against community reports of these mysterious gun deliveries, a disturbing correlation emerges. Neighborhoods where residents report finding weapon caches experience dramatic spikes in shootings in the following weeks and months. Some cities are attempting new strategies. Chicago has invested $1.4 billion to revitalize South and West Side communities disproportionately affected by gun violence. Baltimore recently partnered with Everytown for Gun Safety to track the flow of illegal guns into the city. The pattern is too consistent to ignore. Freight trains carrying weapons routinely stop in the poorest neighborhoods in America. Norfolk Southern, Union Pacific, CSX, all the major carriers move through these communities. Trains that could continue to their destinations instead sit idle for days. sometimes weeks, in yards with minimal security, broken fences, and easy access points. My question is this being done on purpose? Former railroad employees have reported on the unusual frequency of weapon shipments routed through high-crime areas. Trains carrying firearms stop in the same neighborhoods repeatedly, following patterns that defy normal logistics. The rail companies cite track congestion, but the concentration of these stops in specific neighborhoods raises disturbing questions. The geographic pattern is unmistakable, and residents have noticed. These trains sit there like they're waiting to be broken into. No real security, no cameras at work, just crates of guns on rail cars. Railroad companies claim they're responding, increasing security and working with law enforcement. But community members report that these efforts are